TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
The Waco History Podcast is sponsored by Brotherwell Brewery on historic Bridge Street in Waco.
Cross the Brazos and Waco.
Welcome to the Waco History Podcast. We're going to air for you over the next few months a special series of Waco History Living Stories. These were segments that were originally aired on KWBU here in Waco. They were produced by the Institute for Oral History editor, Michelle Holland, and narrated by two fabulous narrators, Louis Maze and Kim Patterson. And so these highlight oral histories from the collection of the Institute for Oral History at Baylor University, which I direct, which has been around since 1970 and has over 1,000 interviews related to Waco and McLennan County history. And we're happy to highlight those here.
Cross the Brazos and Waco, ride hard, that'll make it by dawn.
This Living Stories featurette highlights a really important early television show here in Waco. A lot of folks have memories about the Harley Berg Show, and so let's listen in.
I'm Louis Maze. When KWTX-TV first went on the air in 1955, it was without a network affiliation, a situation no one in the industry envied. But being an independent station was in some ways a blessing in disguise, as it forced KWTX to focus on local creative talent for programming. One of the resulting series was The Harley Berg Show, a wildlife program that became a staple for many Central Texans during its 24-year run. Former KWTX-TV news director Win Frankel describes the show.
Everyone in Central Texas knew Harley Berg. He was on for many, many years. It may have been about snakes or raccoons or whatever it was, and there was always one there. Whatever he was talking about was a live one there. He explained all about the snakes and all the wildlife that ever came around here. It's very well done.
One particular episode of the Harley Berg Show stands out in Frankel's memory.
And one time, a rattlesnake got loose and got on the floor and wiggled around like a rattlesnake does. And we spent some time trying to get that snake under control. But that was funny.
Frankel explains that the camera followed the reptile, not Harley.
The snake was there. There was a story. You know, you don't knock yourself out from the story. And it's a poisonous snake. Well, that was good. But that doesn't happen every day. Thank goodness.
KWTX founder M.N. Buddy Bostick, a long-standing force in broadcasting and the Waco community, discusses the program's popularity.
The television industry at that time had developed two rating services, Nielsen and ARB, and they rated the popularity of the programs. CBS had the most popular programs on the air, and the most popular program was I Love Lucy. And we had a program on the air at the same time I Love Lucy was on the air, and it was called the Harley Berg Show. And Harley was a lovable guy. Everybody liked him. He had a jillion stories, and he told those stories on his Harley Berg Show. And Harley Berg outrated I Love Lucy. We'd go to New York, or our New York reps would go talk to agencies about advertising on our station, and they'd say, "What's this Harley Berg Show?" Said, "It outrates I Love Lucy." That's right.
Shortly after going on the air, KWTX-TV garnered both ABC and CBS networks, dual affiliations it kept until KXXV went on the air in the mid-'80s. But it was the immediate success of its early independent programs like the Harley Berg Show that helped the station forge lasting relationships with advertisers and its viewing audience. For more information about this program or the Institute for Oral History, visit us at baylor.edu/livingstories.
Ride hard, that'll make it by dawn.
Thanks for listening to the Waco History Podcast. Like what you heard? Subscribe, rate, and review our show on iTunes so we can reach more listeners. You can find show notes and info on every episode at wacohistorypodcast.com and more info on Waco's past at wacohistory.org. Our theme music, used with permission, is Cross the Brazos at Waco, performed by the late Billy Walker. For more info on Billy's music, go to billywalker.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
When I reach San Antonio.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.